Hello viewers, welcome back. I hope you've had a Merry Christmas and or a Happy Holidays as well. Ever since I have been alive on this planet Earth, Google has been known widely as the best search engine there is, your go-to solution to finding anything out online. But with the recent advent of AI, this might actually be changing, as surprising as that is, or more likely, Google will just add AI to the Google search engine. However, there are some AI tools that are sprouting up lately that might be better at searching and sorting through different information on the web than Google is. So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at one of the more interesting of the bunch and directly comparing it to Google. Alright, so here is the setup for today's video. As you can see here on the left-hand side, we've got classic, good old-fashioned Google. And here on the right-hand side, we have Perplexity AI, Ask Anything AI algorithm. It is currently in beta, so it doesn't represent its final form, but it is really impressive from what I've been able to test with it. Basically, instead of giving you necessarily a direct link of websites, it actually provides an answer first, or at least attempts to, and it shows its sources as well in the end of its description, which is really cool. Like, for example, if I ask it, who is MattVidPro AI? And I click the search button here, it actually gives you an answer here that is a direct answer to the question I asked. Unlike Google here, Google's just going to give you a list of websites. Sure, they all definitely directly relate to me, but this one says MattVidPro is a YouTube channel run by Matt, I mean, that much is obvious, right? Which focuses on artificial intelligence, true, and new technologies that use it, also true. As of September 18th, 2022, the channel has 152,000 subscribers, and is predicted to reach this milestone around December 23rd, 22. Okay, this sentence kind of doesn't really make sense, but I mean, it's close enough. It's giving us some information about the subscriber level. The AI model itself contains no images, but rather a collection of techniques gained by looking at what others do. This is apparently revealing information about how me, the AI model known as MattVidPro, works. Of course, it's actually false. It thinks that I'm an AI model or something like that. Daily YouTube analytics for MattVidPro can be tracked on Social Blade. So whether or not this is accurate, some of the information is accurate, but I'll put no as a general thing. But you can see sort of how cool this could be. It creates a little generative paragraph of what I actually searched, and Google doesn't do anything even close to this. You can also go for a more detailed one as well, and this one is actually much more accurate. MattVidPro, known as MattVidPro AI, YouTube channel created by Matt, over 152,000 subscribers, and tracked by Social Blade. Of course, this is all actually accurate now in the more detailed version. MattVidPro AI has covered DALL-E 2, an AI image generation platform, Midjourney, an independent research lab, Stable Diffusion, fully open source text-to-image model. The channel also discusses the implications of artificial intelligence on the creative industry, and has discussed how some people want to create new laws to make learning from other art mimicking styles against the law, as well as the idea of universal basic income for artists? Okay, interesting. This is somewhat correct. I did in one of my recent videos talk about this topic, so it's very up to date, which is good, but I never talked about universal basic income. What's also kind of funny down here, it says MattVidPro features, reviews, and pricing. Let's see, what are some features of MattVidPro? I guess this is some accurate info on that. Anyways, yeah, you can look yourself up and it's pretty fun. Better than what Google does. Google just gives you a list of useful links, which is good, and it has always been good, but it doesn't answer questions directly like that all of the time. Alright, so next question here. This one's definitely a little bit easier. Who invented the deep fryer? Google actually does provide you a little answer here up at the top, and a little picture of, I guess, what might be the first deep fryer. What's particularly interesting about this is that Google's is ripped directly from a website verbatim, and it does give you an answer to its credit. J.C. Pittman and Sons, a hotel and restaurant equipment manufacturer, invented this device in 1918 as an improved way of deep fat frying over earlier fry pans and French fry pots. Okay, and Perplexity gives us the answer of the deep fryer was invented by John C.K. Sham from Hong Kong and Kum Kit from Bangkok, Thailand. A little bit more of a complex answer. Very similar to the way in which Wikipedia would work. They filed the first patent for the deep fryer in 2005. Okay, that's a lot longer after what Google says it was invented, so I feel like this information right here could be incorrect. The Fry Baby electric deep fryer was introduced by Pesto Air fryer, a home fryer that uses close range radiation combined with fan and effective. Okay, so it gives us a few different answers. So the link to that 2005 article doesn't really seem to be providing much information. And again, if you click detailed here, maybe it looks like it could be slightly more accurate in comparison to Google. Again, we're getting 1918 as the first deep fryer. This says 1905 for the first patent for the deep fryer. The invention of the deep fryer can be traced back to the ancient Egyptians who used animal or vegetable fat to fry food. Oh, this actually looks like it could be true. Again, we don't know if our everyday life is necessarily an accurate source, but it looks like this could actually possibly be true. I think Google in general did a better job with this one. Let's ask it a much more complex question. So this next question is, how many teraflops does a PS4 have compared to a PS5? Basically, teraflops are a measure of compute output for a computer. And obviously a PS4 and PS5, they're computers, we can measure them in teraflops. We'll see if the AI and Google can take these and compare them properly. Google actually gives us nearly a complete answer here. The standard PS4 GPU is capable of 1.84 teraflops. PS4 Pro is at 4.2 teraflops. PS5 has 10 teraflops. Okay, this is actually a really good answer here. Also gave us the PS4 Pro. However, here in Perplexity, I think we got a slightly better answer. The PS4 has 1.84, which is accurate if we believe Google, while the PS5 has 10.3 teraflops, same as Google. It actually gives us a more detailed answer here. It directly compares the two right off the bat, while Google gives us the PS4 Pro. And again, this answer is directly ripped from a website, so this is actually doing a little bit of thinking here. It lets us know that it is significantly more powerful than the PS4, so some context here, which is good. This means that each teraflop that the PS5 has adds roughly an extra 25% of power in comparison to the PS4. I don't know if that sentence really necessarily makes sense. This is actually good information. Teraflops are not holistically indicative of performance, but they are a solid number to refer to when making comparisons. I'd say that's a pretty decent answer. I would say that's at least as good as the Google answer, if not a little bit better. So our next question here, maybe it would be a question you'd ask when you're looking to purchase a new vehicle. Again, you want to check if your vehicles are reliable before you purchase them. What are some common 2011 Volkswagen GTI issues? The reason I'm asking this specifically is I do actually know the answer to these questions. Alright, Google actually gives us a pretty decent answer right off the bat here. And again, this is directly ripped from a website. High mileage automatic transmissions may have shifting problems. I suppose this is actually true. However, typically if you service them, of course, they will be pretty good. However, I guess they are known for this if you don't service them. Air leaks and evap faults causing check engine light. I suppose this is true as well, although I wouldn't consider this common enough to be listed this high. FSI and TFSI engines. First of all, TFSI engines are the only engines you can get in a 2011. You're not going to get any FSI. However, yes, carbon buildup, intake valves, intake runner flaps. Yes, this is a very common issue. Odor from HVAC vents, I guess, I don't know. Shifting/drivability issues due to throttle body failure, I suppose this could be true, although not a super common one. And it says more items, which then just takes you to the website here. No start after refueling, popping noise from trunk. Okay, very, very random there. I would consider these issues not really the ones you want to look for if you're looking to purchase one of these vehicles. And again, this is something that I am knowledgeable about. Let's see what Perplexity has to say. Clutch slipping, I suppose if you have a manual transmission, this could be a very common issue. Yes, that's true. Fuel injector stuck open. I guess so. The fuel injectors do actually stop working sometimes. Wastegate rattle's a pretty big one, actually. Water pump failure is a massive one, so that's a very, very good inclusion here. One step colder spark plugs. No, that's a typical upgrade you would do to this vehicle. Not a common issue of failure, so minus points for this one. Turbo failure, yep, very common as well. I mean, if you don't service the thing at least. Intake manifold buildup, you're missing the word carbon in there. It's intake manifold carbon buildup, but good one to include. These issues can cause drivability problems, fuel economy issues, and a check engine light. Walnut shell blast can help remedy the intake manifold buildup. Yes, that's true. So, pretty good answer here. I would consider these answers all better than Google's answers for sure. In my own experience and from my more detailed research, These are typical issues that might occur much more often than the ones you would get from Google's answer. So better job here on Perplexity AI. Let's see the more detailed one. Ooh, these are actually a lot better. The more detailed one's actually even better for Perplexity AI here. Positive crankcase ventilation failure, PCV failure, huge one on these cars as well. Ignition coil pack failure, huge one on these cars. Carbon buildup on valves, very true. Coolant temperature sensor failure, yup, that's another big one. Excessive play on wastegate rod causing rattle noise, yup. High pressure fuel pump failure, I suppose so. Rear main seal is a big one. Wow, alright. Very good answer here on the detailed Perplexity answer. Definitely a lot better than Google's answer. Let's do another common Google search. How long will one of these cars actually last? Google is giving us the answer of 150,000+ miles, and Perplexity gives us a little bit more of a detailed answer here. 100,000 to 200,000 miles with regular maintenance. Pretty good answer here. I think from both of these, I would consider these tied in this search. So let's do a little basic one. Just gonna say cookie recipe here. Google just gives you 4 different advertisements for different cookie recipes. Perplexity, however, says all recipes has over 5,000 cookie recipes, including chai crinkle cookies, so papilla cheesecake pie, 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and bake and slice thumbprint cookies. Taste of Home also has a recipe for easy peanut butter cookies. I much better prefer Perplexity's answer for this because it tells us a great website where we can find some cookie recipes that I know isn't an advertisement recipe website. That's one thing I don't like about Google is it always is trying to give you some sort of advertisement which you don't want to see, whereas this is giving us, you know, this website has a ton of recipes, so it might be good for you, and these are some of the good popular cookie recipes that are on this website specifically. Alright, and for our final search here, where to buy iPhone 14 Pro Max. Google doesn't give us an answer here, which actually shocked me a lot. It actually gives you 3 different ads for where you can buy a iPhone 14 Pro Max. I mean, granted, one of them's the official Apple site and then the other one's Verizon, so 2 very good sites to go from, but you don't actually get an answer here. But in Perplexity, the iPhone 14 Pro Max can be purchased from Apple, Verizon, AT&T, and Best Buy. For actual really good places to purchase the iPhone 14 Pro, customers may receive up to $1,000 in credit when trading in an old device and purchasing a new iPhone 14 Pro Max from Verizon, or up to $400 in credit when purchasing from Apple. So actually very, very good information here. You know, the credit compared on 2 different places to purchase the phone. The iPhone 14 Pro Max features a 6.7-inch Super Retina display, 48-megapixel main camera, and water and dust resistance, and groundbreaking safety features. Actually, a really good little description here. Much better than Google, in my opinion. You know, does some comparisons, provides some useful information. So viewers at home, in general, I think that Perplexity AI is really good right off the bat. However, I would not trust it for everything, especially when you're looking up historical information. Google would definitely be more trustworthy for that historical stuff. But I can really see that something similar to Perplexity Beta AI is going to be in all search engines in the future. The ability to give you an answer in a linguistic format, not just website links. I think Google is definitely going to implement something like this further in the future and make it much more complex, because as we know, Google is definitely pretty deeply involved in AI, but Perplexity is a really good window into the future of that. So yeah, I think the future of searching information and researching stuff and finding answers to complex questions is going to get even better than Google originally made it with the help of AI. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my other videos, and yeah, also check out the Discord. The Discord has some really great information if you're very interested in AI. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.